Welcome to It's a Snap. Save time, save money, eat healthy podcast. We help people discover small changes in food and activity choices that make a big difference in their overall health across a lifetime. And here's your host, Senior Snap Ed nutritionist Wanda Collins.
Welcome to It's a Snap. Save time, save money, eat healthy podcast. I'm Wanda Collins, Senior Snap Ed nutritionist in the North Country region. My guest today is Emily Hespeler, Snap Ed nutritionist from Bronx Works. Today's topic, solutions for living strong. Welcome, Emily.
Thank you, Wanda. It's great to be here today.
Well, I am great to have you here because I love the idea of living strong. I think that's a great topic. So, how do I start, though?
Yeah, it can seem confusing when we say living strong, but I think a great place to get going is knowing that a healthy dietary pattern includes a variety of vegetables from all 5 vegetable subgroups.
Subgroups. Hold on. Wait a minute here. I thought a vegetable was a vegetable, and now you're telling me there are subgroups? What does that mean?
Right. Yeah, I know. This can even be a little more confusing, but if you see vegetables, they're usually all different colors of the rainbow, but we're going to have 5 main colors of vegetables. Just to better understand this, I think it would be great if we can play a game where we see if you can name a vegetable in the different color groups. So it'll kind of be like a great reminder to vary your veggies every day.
I think that is a great, I love guessing games. So, okay, here we go. So let's go for it. You ask me a color and let's see if I can think of a vegetable.
All right. So the first color, and I'll give you time to think of a guess after it for a vegetable that falls under it, is dark green. So can you name any dark green vegetables?
Ooh, dark green. Well, I can think of a couple. I think of broccoli right off the bat, but also something like kale. I'm not sure people eat that anymore, but kale is a dark green leaf. Would that fit?
Yeah, kale would be a great option for that, along with spinach as well. So those are two dark green vegetables you just listed. So you're on your way. And the next color is red and orange. So do you have any guesses for some veggies under there?
Vegetables that are red and orange. When you said orange, the first thing I thought of was an orange, but that's a fruit, so that doesn't count. So let's see, red and orange. Well, I know that bell peppers can be red and they can be orange. And I know carrots can be orange, but I also saw some red carrots at the farmer's market last year. So I think that would work, right?
Yeah, those are both great options. Some carrots, peppers. You also have red and orange peppers. I'm thinking of an example of something that you often make sauce out of for pasta.
Like tomatoes?
Yeah, tomatoes. So that would be another example of a red and orange vegetable.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that tomatoes were a vegetable. Okay, give me another one.
Yeah, let's keep it going. We have beans. This is a tricky one.
Beans. Well, first thing I think of when I hear the word beans is I think of green beans, but I would think that would fit in the first group. So the only other beans I know are kidney beans and black beans. Are those what you mean?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, so when I say beans, I mean so more like either the dried beans or the canned beans, like the black beans or the kidney beans, or you have a wide variety. Yeah, I can go on and on. Like pinto beans, pink beans, so many different types. That's why it's one of my favorite categories of the vegetables.
Wow. Yeah, I like those. I like to put them in chili and stuff. But yeah, those beans are good. So what else can you have me guess about?
So we've got some peas. Any guesses for peas and lentils?
Ooh. Well, I'm not sure I know what a lentil is, but I'm thinking when you say peas, you don't mean green peas, because again, that seems like it would be the dark green. But I have had split pea soup. So are we talking like split peas?
Yes, I love that you are incorporating these recipes with the vegetables. Yeah, we're talking like split peas, which you can make a great soup out of as well. Yeah.
Well, That is really cool. Now, what about lentils? I don't think I've ever had a lentil. What do they look like?
Lentils, yeah, they're like, they can come in many colors too. But they can be about like orange, like you could even have brown lentils, or like garbanzo. Yeah, so they come in a wide variety, but they're usually little like circular dots almost, very thin. But they cook
Oh,
quickly. So I feel like they're a great source of protein for a quick meal.
oh, you know what? I bet I have had those. I thought they were just a type of pea. So that's good to know. Those are called lentils. So have you got another one for me to guess?
Yeah, you can also guess a starchy vegetable.
Oh my, I have to tell you, I have an uncle with diabetes and my aunt said that he can't have very much corn or peas because they're starchy. So are those two starchy vegetables?
Yeah, so the corn could be a starch or the green peas, exactly. And then another main one is our potatoes too.
Does it matter if it's a sweet or a white potato?
Yeah, they would be like the white potatoes would be the starchy vegetables, and the sweet potatoes. I believe those. Oh no, the sweet potatoes would actually fall under the red and orange vegetables.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, it does because they are pretty darned orange, aren't they?
Exactly. Yeah. So you gotta go by the color there. And also, I just want to throw in that plantains are another great starchy vegetable.
Ooh,
Yeah, low
ooh,
cost
ooh.
too.
I get plantains every now and then at the store because they are just perfectly ripe and they are yummy. That is
Yeah,
a
you
good
have to get
veggie.
them when they're ripe.
Any other categories?
Well, there is like this other category. If you can think of any other vegetables that don't really fit into the other categories, like dark green, red, orange, bean, peas, they're starchy. There's some other vegetables that just don't fit into any of these categories. Do you have a guess of anyone that might be?
Well, let's see. Off the top of my head, because I was sitting here wondering about it, is cauliflower. Because I was thinking, cauliflower is
Yeah.
really tasty, but it doesn't fit in anything we talked about.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So cauliflower would be one of those other vegetables. It's not really, a dark green. It's not red or orange. So that would be another one. Along with some other ones would be cucumbers or your iceberg lettuce. Those would be another type of vegetable.
Oh, wow. What about mushrooms? Are mushrooms other?
Yes, that's another good guess. Mushrooms are another type of vegetable as well. Tasty other vegetable, I would say.
Oh, wow. Well, this has been exciting since I assume because we're at other, there probably isn't any other groups.
Yes, that's we're at other. We're all the way over at other. There's no other, but I just want to mention that along with these groups, right? We might just think that we could only eat them in the fresh form, which is great. You can eat these vegetables in the fresh form, but they also come in frozen, canned, and dried options, or even raw forms, and including things like 100% vegetable juices. But we want to focus on eating whole vegetables in their nutrient dense forms. That way, they have limited additions of salt, butter, or creamy sauces.
Well, that sounds really good. I just want to back up. You said we could have canned vegetables, but I thought canned vegetables had a lot of salt in them. So do they, or what do I do about that?
So I would say look for the cans that say low sodium. That should be right on the front label. And then, secondly, if you find that they do have added salt, which you can see how much added salt is in a can, are in canned vegetables or beans by looking at the ingredients list and going down to the sodium content and seeing how much added sodium there is, or added salt. But to get rid of that salt, you can do something. Everyone can do this. They just take the can and rinse out the salt in a colander. Rinse it with water, and that will remove the salt and make sure that you're not getting any of that extra salt, and you're just focusing on eating the whole vegetable.
Oh, I see. So a lot of the salt is in the juice that they can them in. So I just have to rinse them and I'm good to go. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so don't let the can hold you back.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let the can hold you back. That should be on a t-shirt. So what about, you said dried options, and I'm assuming we're back to the beans, peas, and lentils, but are there other dried forms of vegetables, or is it pretty much the beans, peas, and lentils?
Yeah, I can mainly think about the beans, peas, and lentils. You often see them in like the plastic bags. They're often cheaper than the canned variety of beans. Um, but can you think of any other dried options? I can't think of any other dried vegetable options at the moment, except like herbs are sometimes dried.
I have to say, I have seen in the grocery store, there was these bags that said they were veggie sticks or something, but they didn't look like the vegetables. So I'm assuming those are just some kind of processed thing,
Yeah.
and it's really not a dried vegetable like what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I know what you're talking. Those veggie sticks, they are enticing to have every once in a while. But if we're trying to get our veggies in for the day, we just want to focus on those whole vegetables that we find in either fresh, frozen, or canned options. And what you're talking about seems more like a snack or something like that, which might not have as much nutrients as one of these whole vegetables.
Yeah, it's sold with the potato chips, so I'm assuming it's just a snack.
Yeah.
So that's clever, though.
People can't make it a great snack because they can.
That's what I'm thinking, though. It's clever. I mean, it says vegetable on it, so somebody's bound to buy it thinking they're getting carrots, when in reality, whatever it is, it's not carrots.
Yeah, you're probably getting a whole lot of sodium, I would say.
Yeah.
Less carrots.
I just thought of a dried vegetable that, because sometimes I make like Mexican food, and I have to take these dried chilies and rehydrate them.
Yeah, you're so right. Yeah.
Yeah, so dried chilies would be a dried vegetable, but okay because it's the actual chili.
Right. Yes, exactly. Doesn't have anything added into it.
Yeah. So, wow. There's so much to know about these vegetable subgroups. Here, I just thought a vegetable was a vegetable. So then,
after this, I'm going to go and be looking at all these vegetables with a new set of eyes.
Exactly. I know I am. I grocery shop tomorrow, so I'm going to be checking out all these different things. So we have talked about, the different subgroups and stuff, but how do I know how much I'm supposed to eat?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we want to get at least 3.5 cups of fruits and vegetables every day. 1.5 cups about should be fruit, and 2 cups should be vegetables. But in general, I know it can be like a little hard to think in terms of cups, but if we're looking at our plate, we just want to make sure that we're filling it with half fruits and vegetables. So this is just really an action that health experts recommend to improve the health and well-being for people of all ages.
So if you say half a plate of fruits and vegetables and it's 1.5 cup fruit and 2 cups of vegetables, that sounds like a lot to eat in one meal.
No. I'm glad you clarified. So this can be broken up throughout your day, right? So in the morning, I know for me, it's less typical to eat vegetables. So maybe I'll be focusing on making my plate a little bit filled with fruit instead. And then maybe lunchtime comes around and I might have like 1 cup of vegetables and maybe like another half cup of fruit as a snack in between breakfast and lunch. And then maybe for dinner time, I'll have another cup of vegetables and maybe not any more fruit after that. Maybe later in the night, I might have like a fruit as a dessert, but that's the way I do. I like to split it up throughout the day, but I'm just saying like using a plate as a visual can make sure that you have at least some fruits and vegetables on it during your different meals or snacks throughout the day.
Well, that makes me feel better because I definitely would not like to sit down to 3.5 cups of fruits and vegetables. I love them, but all at one time, that's a lot. And you mentioned, like 1 cup here and a half cup there. Is that the serving size? How does that work?
Yeah, so I guess to find the right serving size is gonna depend on the amount of fruits and vegetables you eat is gonna depend on your age, your activity level, and your gender, your sex. But in general, 1 cup of fruit or 100% fruit juice or a half cup of dried fruit can be considered as 1 cup from the fruit group. So again, although we want to focus on eating fruits and vegetables every day, you can find your own healthy eating style and maintain it for your lifetime. So you can find the fruits and vegetables that you like, and just know that everything you're eating and drinking matters, and the right mixture of these fruits and vegetables can help you be healthier now and for your future self.
Well, that sounds exciting. So do I have to get out a cup measure and measure out these vegetables?
No. So an easy trick I like to use instead of breaking out the measuring cup is to use your fist. So, right, if we're saying that the 1 serving size of vegetables is a half cup, right? So, Wanda, if you want to, and listeners too, if you want to hold up your fist with me right now so you're looking at it. Are you holding up your fist?
I am. I've got that fist right up there.
All right, cool. Me too. So, looking at my fist and everyone else looking at your fist, this is about 1 cup of vegetables right here. So if you look at your fist and you're comparing it to the amount of vegetables on your plate, if it's about half the size of your fist, that's going to be a half cup of vegetables. And if it's about the size of your fist, that's 1 cup of vegetables, which is already about 2 servings of vegetables for your day. So I think that's a more helpful way to measure your vegetables rather than sitting there and trying to measure it out in a measuring cup.
Well, I have to say, this is the first time I've used a fist for something good. So, good deal. I like that. There's a purpose in our fist. 1 cup of vegetables. Very good. Well, I'd like to take this opportunity to let our listeners know if you would like to make small changes that can make a big difference, find recipes, or find a New York State SNAP-Ed office near you, visit our website, snapedny.org. That's snapedny.org. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So far, we have talked about the types of vegetables and fruits that will help us stay strong. But that is all the colors we just talked about and getting those on our plate, using our fist for measuring it and stuff. But I'm really curious, why in the world would we eat half a plate of fruits and vegetables?
Yeah, although fruits and vegetables, they do look just beautiful, there's actually some real health benefits to them, right? So if you're putting fruits and vegetables on your plate, I want you all to know that it makes a difference, right? So in our bodies. So eating a rich diet in vegetables and fruits may, as part of your overall healthy diet, might help prevent or delay the effects of chronic diseases like obesity, hypertension, and heart disease. So that's one good benefit right off the bat. And then just a couple more I can think of are fruits and vegetables. Eating a variety of fruits and vegetables are going to give you a lot of vitamins, minerals, and fiber needed to maintain that good health and energy. And also with eating the skin of fruits and vegetables, that has a lot of fiber that's going to help you maintain regularity and keep you full and focused throughout the day. And then, like I said, to me, fruits and vegetables are really just beautiful, and they add a lot of color and taste and variety to your diet.
Wow, those are all excellent, just excellent ideas for the health benefits. And so I think this all sounds like a plan. And this all sounds so easy. Just look at my fist, measure out my fruits and vegetables. But I'm thinking that there are some challenges that people might experience trying to make this happen. So I have a list here, and I'm wondering if you would help us find a solution to some of these challenges.
Yeah, I would love to do that, and I really thank you for bringing that up because I might be making it sound like it's great to eat fruits and vegetables, but I know myself that sometimes it can be really hard to add them to my meals. So I would love to go through these challenges, and I think it would help me and hopefully help the listeners out there find some solutions to the common challenges they might face eating fruits and vegetables.
Well, cool. Okay, so my first one, and this is a big one, especially right now with things costing more. What about the cost? How can I solve that solution or challenge?
I know costs are always going up and down. Right now, they're definitely high, and I know avocados are a big one that's high priced right now. But to avoid, high cost, usually if you buy fruits that are frozen or canned, they might be a little less expensive or dried, they might be a little less expensive than the fresh version. And also, if you are buying fresh, make sure that you buy in season. What I mean by in season is that it's grown during that month. So if I'm in the fall, this is a big one. Apples are usually picked in the fall, right? So they're going to be less expensive in the supermarket, and they're also going to have a little bit more flavor. Another idea is to check out your local farm stands because you can often use your SNAP benefits there. And they just have more local food. So that means local fruits and vegetables. So that means that the fruit and vegetables have taken less time to travel to that farm stand. So for that reason, there's not going to be the added price involved in transportation when there's, say, a produce coming. Say I'm in New York, then if the produce is coming all the way from like Chile or something, it might be a little more expensive than buying local. And also food pantries, they can help out as well. And yeah, just checking the store circulars. So the store circular is just like that newspaper magazine type paper that is right at the front of the supermarket when you enter it, and they have the weekly deals for all different types of foods. But there's always a section on fruit on the produce section. So I would look in there, encourage people to look in there to find the great value. And there's some other ways too, like lastly, buying in bulk. That can often save money, but I would just keep in mind, if you're only one person, it might be a bit tricky to buy in bulk, or you might just have to do a little bit more planning to make sure that food doesn't go bad.
Well, you mentioning that about food going bad, and one of my challenges is if we buy fresh produce, it tends to go bad too fast. So what can I do to prevent that?
Yeah, I know. I hate when that happens. So I feel like buying cans and frozen and dried are great options because those have a much longer shelf life, sometimes even up to a year. So that if you're not going to use them right away, you can buy those as options. And yeah, what else? Just if you're buying fresh produce, if you feel like you're not going to use it right away, you can chop some of it up and put it in the freezer to use it another time.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Now, what if I want to buy some canned fruits and vegetables, but they can have added sugar and added salt? And we kind of talked about this before. With the vegetables, we can rinse them off. But what do I do with canned fruits?
Yeah, so canned fruit can also have added sugar. So you want to look for the canned fruit that's in 100% fruit juice. That way you know that there's no added sugars. So you want to avoid the canned fruit that says in heavy syrup. If you do happen to have ones in canned heavy syrup, I would recommend doing the same thing you do with your canned vegetables. I would rinse off the canned fruit to get rid of that added sugar.
That sounds like a great plan. Now, what about if I live someplace where the closest store or bodega near me has no fresh fruits or vegetables? What can I do about that?
This is really a tough one, and I I feel you if the grocery store is far away. I would say that, if you're unable to walk by yourself to the grocery store or take public transportation, oftentimes there's something called Access-a-Ride, which I guess is another form of public transportation, but they can pick you up right at your door and bring you to the grocery store. There's also options now to order well-priced fruits and vegetables online. So that can be another option. And what else? I mean, it depends the type of area you live in, but if you're in a city, you could definitely grow herbs inside, which wouldn't help a whole lot, but if you could become part of a local garden depending on the area or season. And then for your bodega, I would really advocate with the store owner to push for them and ask them to sell more produce if that's the closest store to you.
Wow, that would be really good to be able to convince someone to buy more fruits and vegetables. That would be really good. I like that idea. So, yeah. It can't hurt. You're right. The worst they can say is no, right? And you're no further behind because they didn't have it to begin with. So what if I think I have no time to eat fruits or vegetables? Like I don't have time to pull that watermelon out and cut it up or cut up a squash. So what can I do?
So there's a couple of options there. You could buy pre-cut vegetables, so that way you don't have to do any of the chopping, so you save time there. There's also pre-washed bags of salads, or baby carrots or grape tomatoes, and you just put all three of those together and you have yourself a salad. And to make a quick snack, you could also, again, use baby carrots or celery sticks and bring it on the go with you in little bags or Tupperware. And also, a lot of times, the frozen vegetables or the canned vegetables are already pre-cut. So those can save time, and you can heat them up in the microwave. So that would save you a lot of time. And those are the best ways to save time with fruits and vegetables off the top of my head.
Wow. Well, those are all really, really good ideas. And my next one was it's too hard for me to cut up fruits and vegetables, but I feel like you may possibly have answered that by telling me to buy the pre-cut stuff. I like that.
So that works for that too.
Yeah. So I see we have lots of solutions to some of these challenges, and we only have a couple minutes left. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
I think just one more thing is, if you don't have a lot of time, or you find that you don't like eating the fruits and vegetables on their own, try mixing them into the foods you're already eating. So if you like to eat oatmeal in the morning, but you don't want to eat a fruit on the side, try mixing in some like berries or apples or bananas into your oatmeal. If you are eating like pasta at lunch or dinner, you could try mixing in some vegetables to those as well to save a little time and just make it a part of your meal.
Wow, those are all really, really great ideas, and you've given me a lot to think about. So now I need to remember, and tell me if I miss anything. I need to remember that there are subgroups of vegetables, so get all different colors and shoot for getting 2 cups of vegetables and 1.5 cups of fruit. Is that right?
That is correct. You're good work, Wanda. You got it right.
Okay. And then if I make a fist, that's about 1 cup, and it'll give me a gauge, like to tell how much I've actually put on my plate. And that there are so many health benefits, and I love that they can help delay the effects of some of the chronic diseases. I love that they're full of vitamins and minerals and fiber. And I personally really enjoy the taste of vegetables. And I have noticed that sometimes when you make a vegetable one way, it tastes different than it does if you make it another way. So that's another thing to think about. If you don't like it, make it a different way and maybe it'll taste different. So thank you so much, Emily, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Wanda. And I hope you enjoyed this podcast. All the listeners out there, I'll say goodbye now. And just a quick reminder, remember to fuel up with fruits and vegetables.
Thank you very much. I am going to do that too. And listeners, remember to visit our website, snapedny.org, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Thank you for joining us today. We know the healthy choice isn't always the easiest choice, but small changes can make a big difference. Start today by getting involved with SNAP-Ed New York. The program is free for those who qualify or receive SNAP benefits. We want to help you save time, save money, and eat healthy. Learn how SNAP-Ed can make a difference in your life. For more information and to find your local program, visit snapedny.org. This material was funded by USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.